Hi everyone, I hope you're doing good. Welcome back. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. So let's start. Recently, in New Zealand, for instance, there were 48 deaths at the mosque. In Montreal, at l'Oratoire Saint-Joseph, the priest got stabbed while he was performing the mass. And there was this young teen in Laval that got beaten up by the popo. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Aren't they supposed to protect us? Well, let's face it, racism is still something very out there and it's not new. It's been there for ages, right? But let's face it, what I believe is racism often comes from ignorance, or else it has been passed on from generation to generations. But what frustrates me is with the media, the social medias, what happens with all those news that are coming out. You might come at me for this one, but I don't know if you have noticed, whenever it's a black person, an Indian person, that did something wrong, such as killing someone, for instance, I'm just saying, the media will specify the ethnicity and the nationality of the person. But if it's a non-black person, if it's a non-brown person, non-Asian, whatever you want to call it, if it's a white person, let's face it, they won't mention the color or the skin of the person. Have you noticed? That's the type of ish that annoys me. Because, for instance, that person that stabbed the priest was a white person. Did they mention it? No, they only said it was a young man. And what that type of news tend to do is divide people. For instance, that youngster, that teen that got beaten up by the popo in Laval, she was mulatto. The thing is, why? Why there's so much animosity and so much hate towards black, brown, Asian, whatever you want to call it. It's still, till today, something that is very present. It's very unfortunate. And when the media comes into play, what it does, it divides people. So for instance, we'll say, I don't know, someone from another nationality I don't know, went to a mall and killed tons of people. This is just an example I'm giving you. So the media will tend to emphasize on the nationality of that person who committed it. So what does it create? It creates more racism because people become more and more intolerant. And people say that, I've heard a lot of this, people are getting more and more open-minded. Yes and no, it depends where you go. It really depends where you live, where you go. In my boonies, okay, there's more and more nationality that comes and settle down. But sometimes I do like to hang out in certain places, whether it's a restaurant, a bar, whatsoever. Whenever I go in, people just stare. So this is how much it's still present. They don't necessarily say something to me, but you could see that you could see sometimes they feel uncomfortable or whatsoever. It's just very frustrating. From time to time, it just doesn't bother me, but from time to time, it does. And I'm like, what the hell? Right? So, can we just learn to love each other? And if you do not like an ethnicity, it doesn't give you the right to be disrespectful and to hurt people. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You need to tolerate. Okay? As for lately, I've seen something. They're trying to tell Canadian teachers that are from other countries that wear any type of symbol, whether it's the turban, whether it's the veil, they're asking people to remove them. Eventually, that's what they're planning to do. But let's face it, these people already came here and they did integrate. If the teachers wouldn't integrate, what would have happened? They would have been able to teach here. They learn the language here, they learn the French, the English, whatsoever. They integrate themselves. So you cannot forbid them to wear that kind of whatever it is, whether it's a veil, the turban, whatever. It is part of the identity. I do not agree with this. So this was for me. I'm out. See you soon.